Welcome to Collecting Chaos and the Eternal Mylite Project. I got more than 30 comics for you today. Not sure why. Actually, I know exactly why. I emptied a box. But before we get started on showing the comics, let me give you a little review of the candidates for cover of the week, so you can think about them for a little bit. But first, I noticed a little dirt. We had Lady Death, and I'm still not sure what that says. Tribulation number 4. Vampirilla Revelations number 1. And the Cosada variant cover, which is die cut, Vampirilla Lives number 1. And there's the interior cover that you didn't see before. So those are the 3 candidates for cover of the week. And I'll show you my pick at the end. I'm sure you've all had time to decide which one you liked best. So yeah, let's get started. Now, like I said, I have a few more than 30 comics this time. Let me see. Let me put the first one up there and we'll see if we can't get a good focus. You know what? I'm going to try autofocus today. Don't normally do this, but we're going to try autofocus today just to see if that works any better. This is Wizard. One of the Wizard Zeros. It's the first Alex Ross Marvel comic story. It's called Open Space. And it occurs to me I haven't read it yet. But I'm going to correct that a little bit later today. Matter of fact, I'm going to correct that as soon as I finish this video. Next up, from DC Vertigo, Hellblazer, number 115, and I don't think that autofocus is worth a damn. It does not appear to be doing anything. So I'm going to go back to manual, see if I can't fix it. Maybe even zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I think that's a little better. Then we've got Hellblazer 116. And by this time they didn't have a regular artist and writer. It was just short stories by various artists and writers. And here's number 117. And number 118. Number 119. And number 119. Here's a copy of number 120. And I have 2 of those. These are all in pretty nice shape. They went in a bag and board back in '98 and came out for the first time today. It's number 121. Here's 122. And somehow I missed 123 and 124. Apparently I missed 126 too, so I know there was a lot of Hellblazers right around 98 and 99 that I didn't get. And that's strange because I had my store at that time, but they just didn't seem to make it. And I had some customers that complained. And so if I got one, I'd end up letting them have it instead of keeping it for myself. There's 2 copies of 128. Number 129. This starts Garth Ennis, John Higgins story arc, and of course Garth Ennis was doing Preacher at that same time. $131, so I'm missing 130 also. See, I haven't read a lot of these because I'm missing issues. Here's 132. There were 2 131s. 133. And that ends that story arc, and unfortunately I haven't read it. Here's 134. 2, 3 copies of that. 135. 136, 137, and 137. Number 138. 139. 140. It's a pretty graphic comic sometimes. 141, 143, 145. I need to make a list of all the Hellblazers I'm missing so that I can go ahead and finish that run someday. There's Hellblazer and the Books of Magic. Hercules, Prince of Power, number 1, direct market. And this is from 1982, so it's a little bit Bob Layton cover, a little bit older. Nice Copper Age. Hulk 248. And the one that ended up being on my cover, or on my thumbnail, Hulk 250. And unfortunately this has a little water stain on the edge here. But it's so small, I hate to wash it. But I might have to get that off and see if I can't get rid of that stain. Of course, this being a square bound book, I'm not going to take the cover off, so probably just leave the stain on there. Hulk 251. $252. $254. It's got some problems that'll need to be solved before I finally put it in a Mylar. $255. $256. Number 257. Number 263. I actually like the Hulk and I like reading them. I don't really collect it, but I don't really sell them very often either unless they're duplicates. Here's 265, and this has some water damage to it and will probably get cleaned before, and soaked before I put it in my in a Mylar. But I'm not ready to get rid of it. And that's it. Still quite a few comics. I went through them pretty quick. Didn't want to make this video too long. I wanted to make it a little bit quicker because It's hot in here. I do have something else I'm going to show you, though. Now, I'm going to zoom in here. And I have a good reason for that, because I want you to see my hands real close. No, no, that has nothing to do with the reason. The reason is I've got some cards. Now, about 5 years ago, I sold some cards. I sold a lot of cards, and I thought I'd gotten rid of every single one I owned. But today I was going through some baseball cards I had from the 80s, you know, from like 1980, 1981. Didn't find anything really good. But I found this box. I thought, and it was holding the cards, you know, I mean, it was holding the cards up. I thought, what's that? I know they can't be magic cards. I sold all of those. I guess I was wrong. What I have here is a stack of revised magic cards that I will be most likely listing on eBay. They're not particularly valuable, I think. I think the most expensive one is maybe 15, 20 bucks. But I have Air Elemental. I have one of those. I'm going to turn these upside down. I have 2 animate object artifacts. And these are revised because I know they are, because I bought them. I bought them when they came out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animate deads. And they're all in real nice shape. Some of them have been played with. Some of them went directly into the sleeves and were never played with. 2 Armageddons. An Ankh of Mishra. A Balance. And you can't see the cards. That doesn't help you at all, does it? Let me get a good, decent focus there. There's a Basalt Monolith. I'm going to set them down so you can actually see them. Here's a Birds of Paradise. Two Black Vice, one in really nice shape and one obviously been played with. A Black Ward and a Blue Ward. A Bog Wraith. And here's a Celestial Prism. Channel. A Cockatrice. Two Consecrate Lands. This is a Conservator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Control Magics. This was obviously not a deck, because if it was a deck there wouldn't be 6 of one card in it. Here's 3 Conversions. 3 counter spells. Now this one surprised me. This one's actually worth something. About $10 or $15 or so. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But the earlier versions with this picture are worth more than the later ones without that picture. So that was kind of neat. There's a Crawl Worm. Three Crumbles. Cursed Land. Two Dark Rituals. a Rod of Ruin, two Royal Assassins, three Singer Vampires. It's one of my favorite cards. Two Scavenging Ghouls, four Sacrifice, a Sinkhole. I think this Sinkhole might actually be an unlimited, but I'm almost positive it isn't. I'm nearly positive that it's actually just a revised. So I'm counting it as a revised, even if it isn't. Two Soul Nets, a Sorceress Queen, a Rack, the Hive, Warp Artifact, Wooden Sphere. I used to like playing that when I had a green deck. Two Winter Orbs. There's nothing spectacular in here, just some decent cards. Two Mind Twists. A Meek Stone. A Mana Vault. Two Primal Clay. An Obsianus Golem. Nightmare. Nivenroll's Disc, and for those that don't know, that's Nivenroll is Larry Niven backwards. Nettling Imp, 1, 2, 3 Nettling Imps. It's a Demonic Horde. Two Death Grips. A Desert Twister. Evil Presence. Ivory Tower. Hypnotic Spectre. Two Juggernauts. And two Fog. Yeah, I thought I'd gotten rid of all of them. Turns out I didn't. But that's okay. So I'll be listing those on eBay within the next couple of weeks. Let's go to the next thing. Let's go back to these. My three candidates for cover of the week. This cover is a gorgeous cover, but I just don't think it compares with the other two. So I'm going to take this one out of the running. For those of you that had picked that, sorry, but it just didn't quite make it. Which leaves these two. This is Mark Teixeira. It's got everything going for it. This is Joe Quesada. It has everything going for it. On the inside is Kusama Palmiata. How do you choose between these two? Two spectacular artists. A painted, line drawn. But this isn't about how spectacular the cover is or which one is better. It's about which one I like best. And the cover I like best is this one. Just something about this cover I've always loved. And when I discovered that the copy I had before was so badly water damaged that the pages were stuck together, I was devastated. Not to mention water stain, huge water stain on it. Lost it to the flood. I lost a lot of stuff to the flood. So when I got a chance to get another one, I jumped on it. And this one is a nicer copy than I had before, and I bought my original one brand new and went through about 15 or 20 copies to get the best one I could find. And this one is still a better copy. I would put this easy 9.8 with a chance to get 9.9. That's how nice a copy this is. So that's my cover of the week. Now I release videos 3 times a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday is the Monday morning show. Wednesday, of course, is the Eternal Mylite Project. And Friday is Freeform Friday, where I talk about a variety of things. But lately have just been concentrating on cleaning and pressing comics and doing minor repairs and stuff like that. I also do a live stream on Thursdays and appear on various other shows throughout the week. So make sure if you watch one of my videos or you happen to be watching another one that I happen to be on, give that video a like. Subscribe to whoever happens to be on the channel. If it's mine or somebody else's, it doesn't matter. Subscribe to them if you're not subscribed. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know whenever that person or myself releases new content. That's important to us. That keeps us going. That's how we find out how we're doing. Finally, if you'd like to support the channel in another way, monetarily, go to my Patreon. Sign up for my Patreon or buy me a cup of coffee. There's links for that down below. And even if you don't want to support me, go to my Patreon page anyway. There's some free stuff on there that will help you out in your comic collecting. So, yeah. Do all of that. And finally, don't forget, before you handle your comics, your cards, collectibles, toys, games, whatever you're into, wash your hands. Good for your comics, good for your collectibles. Most of all, it's good for your health. And I'll see you tonight on Patrick Murphy's Late Night with Patrick Murphy. Bye.